Welcome to Paradise Jam, NCAA on a paradise land. From near and far, them a travel all long to come experience the beautiful white sand. So, Paradise Jam in the Virgin Island. Paradise Jam in the...
Welcome to Paradise amidst blue water. Brad Wells, as we begin the Paradise Jam. 4 games, fantastic field, but it's time to put the sunscreen away and let's focus on basketball for the day.
Well, the dance is going to begin in Paradise, and this year it's going to end in New Orleans at the Final Four, and we've got a great matchup today with Bradley, which is a big physical team. They pride themselves in attacking the glass, attacking the paint, being physical, and rebounding the basketball. You've got a Colorado State team that brings back virtually everything and everybody, over 95% of their scoring, rebounds. This is a team that made a run to the Final Four in the NIT, and they are loaded, Brad.
They're receiving votes in the AP Top 25, and let's take a look at a couple of key players, and let's start with the Bradley Braves. Rink Mast, 3 double-doubles for him at the start of the season.
Well, he made the all-newcomer last year team in the Valley, and he has not disappointed this year, averaging 11 points, over 11 rebounds. And he is a matchup nightmare because at 6'9", he can shoot that pick and pop shot. He's developed a post game. This is a guy that can score in a number of ways.
Looking at Colorado State, David Roddy, all Mountain West performer a year ago, looking to take another step forward here.
Well, this is a physical specimen in David Roddy. He was a high school quarterback, so he understands everything that's going on around him. 17 points a game, 10 rebounds. It's a very balanced attack, and they're going to battle you on the glass. They time on the backboards and also the free throw line.
How about for Colorado State here?
Well, this is a team that's going to score a bunch of points. They're averaging 97 a game, which is 7th in the nation. And they want to get to the free throw line and make you pay for the line. They're averaging 15 free throws to just 7 for their opponents. You can see the keys popping up here. They want to set a fast pace. And we talk about experience. Experience counts in this game. This is a team, we mentioned, 95% of their points are returning, along with 95% of their rebounds. They are loaded top to bottom.
All right, should be a good one. Bradley comes in 1-2 on the season. Colorado State 3-0, scored 109 against Oral Roberts. And for both teams, it's been a number of different guys that have stepped up on any different night. For Bradley, 6 players all averaging 10 or more points. And Colorado State wins the tip, and Isaiah Stevens sets up the offense for the Rams. Sean Thomas gets it over to Roddy on the left wing. Back to Thomas. This is a 3. Colorado State starts hot.
That's what Roddy does. He draws the double team and finds the open man. Great kick out for an early 3 for the Rams.
There you see your starters in Roberts, Tavanainen, Henry, Leons, and Mast. And this is Rink. Mast will fire a 3.
Florida Southwest for the Braves. They really like this young man. He's the point guard going to run the show for the Braves.
Henry with it, gets it to Tavanainen. He's a sharpshooter from 3-point range. Pull-up jumper from the baseline is no good. This is Moore. Ahead to Stevens. I know you see the experience for Colorado State early on, not forcing an early shot. Here's Stevens. Tavanainen on the board.
Colorado State with that early push, but Bradley back in transition.
There's Roberts hanging, banks it home. Bradley's on the board.
That's the controlled aggression Brian Wardle talks about. They want to attack early in the shot clock if possible.
Colorado State coming off of the NIT run in the 2020-2021 season. And as you mentioned, Kevin, virtually everyone back.
When you talk about other coaches about this tournament, everyone talks about Colorado State. They are the favorite to win the Paradise Jam here in 2021.
This is Thomas inside working against Henry, and Henry wins the battle. Bradley in transition. Roberts gets bumped by Moore. And that'll be the first on Moore. Tavanainen got whistled for the foul on the other end of the court.
And we visit with Nico Medved there, and there's a good looking. I love those shirts, Colorado State. We got to score a couple of those, Brad.
They've got a good island vibe to them, don't they? This is Tavanainen, top of the key. Rebounded by Thomas and taken away by Roberts, but his foot was on the end line. The Rams get it back.
Now, Roberts is a sneaky dude now. He came out of the junior college, 122 steals in 2 years. Quick hands.
6'3", 180-pound guard out of New York. 214 career assists in those 2 years of basketball at Florida Southwestern State. Here's a kick out for Moore. Moore cannot connect, and Mast with the rebound. Just one bucket apiece for both teams here in the early 2.5 minutes. Roberts by his defender. Kick out, wide open look for Ville Tavanainen, and that's 3.
Penetration kick by Roberts. Tavanainen, as a freshman, one of the best three-point shooters in the Valley. This is only his second game back. He had a foot injury. He's been out most of this fall practice session, but he can fill it up.
Roddy looks to answer. Tavanainen the rebound. Difference between these two teams. Bradley flew in yesterday. Tavanainen wants another one. Stevens on the board. Bradley flew in yesterday. Colorado State came in on Wednesday. So an extra day on the island for the Rams to adjust.
Well, you know, the elevation is about sea level. So
coming from the Mountain West time, 3 hours behind clock. So an 11 a.m. tip locally for the Rams, 12 noon for the Braves. Fresh 20 after the offensive rebound.
That's what Bradley does. They shoot it, and they go get it back.
Henry called for it inside and lost it. Stevens creates some space, draws a foul, and that's 2 early fouls on Ville Tavanainen. And so Coach Wardle will go to his bench as Ville, hitting that three-pointer for Bradley, will now sit the 16:06 mark. As Thistlewood set to inbound it. Connor Hickman into the game for the Braves.
Hickman was starting for the Braves while Tavanainen was out with an injury, and also Jayshon King.
Welcome to the Virgin Island. Oh na na, oh na na na. We connect with paradise. Oh na na, oh na na na. The VI smiles with me with her emeralds of the seas. The Virgin Islands, they are calling out to me.
This is UVI, your pathway to the world. We are the innovators, the community leaders, the healthcare providers. We are the record breakers.
At UVI, we provide a world-class education with unmatched affordability and small class sizes. That means you are not just a number.
At UVI, we care. You are the center of everything we do.
Welcome to the Virgin Islands. Oh na na, oh na na na. We connect.
15:59 to play, first half of the Paradise Jam.
I look for Colorado State to try to go inside here, Brad. They have taken 6 shots. 5 have been from the three-point arc.
Both teams starting cool here in this first half. Here's Roddy looking to get close to the basket, and that's how you get a high percentage shot. Roddy, so physical inside.
Well, the presence to let the double team come and able to split the double team, score the basket off the window.
Bradley, offensive rebound, but a foul. This will go on Leons. Malavai Leon, 6'9", 210-pounder, out of the Netherlands from Mineral Area College. Was the National Junior College Player of the Year. 18 points, 9.5 rebounds per game. Here's Roberts creating a turnover. Trying to go coast to coast. Shot will not go. Roddy clears the rebound.
Roberts with those quick hands with the steal, but out of control on the shot at the other end.
5-5 early on. Colorado State, 2 of 7 shooting from the floor. That includes 1 for 5 from three-point land. And now you see Colorado State looking to get it inside, closer to the basket. Thomas can't hit.
Well, in those 2 baskets by Colorado State, both Roddy gets the score and Roddy get the assist on the three-point shot early in the game. The offense is going to run through the big man.
Jason Kent missed the 3. Here's Stevens on the drive. It's going to be a foul, or it's going to go against Hickman. And so substitutions into the game. Mikey Howell for Bradley, and Colorado State brings 4 in. John Tanji, Chandler Jacobs, Jalen Lake, and James Moores. And underneath, Tanji gets blocked from behind, stick it between the rim and glass.
That was like a hockey line change for Colorado State. Shows their depth. Nico Medved sends 4 in the lineup, and now some full court pressure from Colorado State. Remember, they're averaging 97 points a game.
Hickman able to dribble. David Leons goes inside. Here's Mast on the lower block, working against Moores. Now whistle down low as Leons was posting up. It's Lake whistled for the foul from behind.
You can see Bradley wants to play inside out. They are dominating teams in the paint, scoring over 14 points per game over their opponents in the paint.
This is Kent on the inbounds as it tipped away by Moores. 12 on the shot clock. Mast will fire the 3. Off the iron, the big guy's missed a couple, but he can make them from outside. And a fresh 20 for Bradley, another offensive rebound.
Jason Kent on the glass for Bradley.
This is Stevens on the steal ahead to Tanjay. Stevens fires the 3. Left it short. Here comes Howell.
That's a big-time move by the sophomore Kent. He's put on about 15 pounds of muscle in his upper body.
Three from the corner for Tanjay. Little look back at the Bradley bench after burying it.
You know, Tanjay had a huge game against Oral Roberts. 31 points. As Nico Medved said, then I brought him off the bench again. How smart of a coach am I? But that's the challenge he has. He's got a lot of scoring weapons with this Colorado State team.
Moore's shot does not fall. He likes the culture, though. Nobody was worried about coming off the bench after starting or starting after coming off the bench. Offensive foul called on Ari Boya, the 7-foot 1-inch senior out of Cameroon.
Talking back about Nico Medved's culture, you know, we've seen him do it every stop. Furman, when he was there, they increased their wins every year in 4 years. He's came into Drake, increased their win total, and then to build this program at Colorado State, picked the win the Mountain West.
Tanjay gets blocked by Kent. Here comes Bradley.
The length and size of Bradley was a concern for Nico Medved.
Here's Henry, turnaround shot off the mark. It's a battle for every rebound on this end of the court. Here comes Colorado State quickly ahead to Jacobs. Jacobs, a graduate senior, came out of Dallas Baptist to Colorado State. He's their all-time leading scorer at 1,919 points in his career. Bradley comes away with a steal. Ari Boya, little point center action ahead for the easy lay-in for Roberts, and Bradley back in front.
Loose ball turnovers. Impossible to defend. The Braves going downhill with a 3-on-1. Roberts with the finish.
This is Moore's top of the key now. Tanjay drives, went up for the dunk, and he's going to have a foul on the shot, and that brings us to another timeout on the floor. It's Bradley by 1. Colorado State to the free throw line when we come back. 11:24 to play here in the first half. This is the Paradise Jam.
'Twas the holiday season and joy filled the town, except for Scrooge, with his perma-frown. The gift of a Peloton bike did touch his soul. Riding fast, flowing proud, getting hella swole.
You can do it! I'm doing it!
Was Scrooge a new man? Oh, without doubt. When your workout's a joy, it's a joy to work out.
Did you see the one with Mystery Apartment Girl?
She feels a breeze
coming from behind the medicine cabinet, so she looks behind it, and guess what she found?
Another dimension?
A stack of cash?
You just have to see it.
A 1-point game here in the first half. Bradley with a 9-8 lead over Colorado State. To the free throw line are the Rams, as early on 3 of 13 shooting for Colorado State at just 23% here for a team averaging 90 a game.
Well, if you're Bradley and Brian Roller, you got to like the pace of this game right now. If you're Nico Medved, you're trying to think of how can I get this thing sped up. We're going against a set defense. It's a physical, big, strong defense. We got to spread them out and play side to side and attack the rim. Only one field goal inside the three-point arc for the Colorado State Rams.
Kevin, we've heard from a lot of coaches yesterday as we talked to everybody during their practices. What these teams really enjoy about these tournaments, you get to see different styles of play. You see in different teams. You see in great coaches in a lot of these tournaments, especially this one here, the Paradise Jam here, this fantastic tournament that we have. Get to know a little bit about themselves. Early in the season, it's so important.
Well, the intangible is you're spending time with your teammates for a number of days down here, and you got, there's no distractions other than the beach and the sun. It's about basketball, but you're right, Brad. Different styles of play. It gets you ready for your league play. It also gets you ready for postseason play because you got to play 3 games in 3 days or 4 days in this type of setup. So quick turnarounds in preparations.
Substitutions for both teams. Isaiah Rivera, sophomore out of Illinois, onto the floor. Moore, Roddy, Tanjay, and Jacobs. As Henry with the basket.
Set play on that timeout or that break in action. Leon's multi-skilled with the assist. Henry on the back cut on the baseline.
There's Tanjay on the drive, missed the shot, rebounded by Mast. Here's Roberts. Back to Mast, a catch and shoot, trailer 3. And a foul on Colorado State on the rebound. That will go on John Tanjay.
Well, Mast, for the season now, he's 1 of 15 from distance. But this is a guy who shot it close to 50% last season for the Braves, so we know it's there, and Brian Ward wants Rink Mass to keep firing them up.
As Leon's working against Tanjay. Left-handed hook shot, no good.
The Rams need to get Roddy some touches again.
There you go, right on cue, Roddy with the lay-in.
The offense has to run through the guy wearing number 21 in white, Roddy.
Tavanainen back in the game, playing with 2 fouls. Roberts fires the 3, and Roddy secures the rebound.
Bradley again back on defense. Colorado State getting very little in transition.
Tanjay with the 3. Brings Coach Wardle up off the bench. Timeout taken by Bradley. As it's a 14-11 lead now for the Rams.
Well, that 3 ball makes up for a lot of defense cannot get there. Roddy with the strong screen, quick dive to the rim, easy basket for the Rams. I'd like to see more of that out of Colorado State.
David Roddy, 15 career double-doubles, 12 a season ago. Had one earlier this year, 28 points, 13 rebounds against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Is on the Karl Malone watch list. He's one of the best bigs, and he's a physical presence inside.
Well, this is a guy who's the state champion discus thrower in high school out of the Twin Cities area. And as I mentioned before, high school quarterback, 3-sport star.
Trying to secure the rebound, and Tavanainen gets fouled. And that goes on Roddy. Yeah, you talk about a high school quarterback. He actually was the offensive MVP of the Minnesota All-Star game. They played at U.S. Bank Stadium. Eck would have coached against the Bradley Braves and head coach Brian Wardle.
And Nico with 1 year for at Drake in Des Moines. This coach Wardle has really built a great program here at Bradley.
Nico Medved, a contract extension this summer. Signed through the 2026-2027 season.
And this Braves team able to win the postseason tournament called Arch Madness for the Valley in 2019. Went to the in-state tournament, played Michigan State, gave them all they won in the first round. They came back and won again in 2020. Of course, the tournament was canceled that year, so the Braves were the representative for the Valley in the NCAAs. 2 of the last 3 years.
Colorado State looking for some quality wins in the non-conference to help their health. This is senior year of high school with an injury. 26-0 back in the 2020 season before his postseason was canceled. Errant pass from Kent taken away. Here's a push ahead to Roddy, and the pass from Tanjay. Too tall for Roddy. And Bradley gets it back. A 1-point game in the first half. Colorado State and Bradley from the U.S. Virgin Islands. First half action of the Paradise Jam is underway.
Welcome to the Virgin Islands. Oh na na, oh na na na. Reconnect with paradise. Oh na na, oh na na na. The VI smiles with me, with her emeralds of the seas. The Virgin Islands.
Oh, one more.
Wow! Do it one more time. Do it one more. Welcome to the Virgin Islands. Oh na na, oh na na na. Reconnect with paradise. Oh na na. talk to me.
MBW, My Brother's Workshop, is a nonprofit organization that provides hope, healing, and purpose to at-risk and high-risk young men and women in the U.S. Virgin Islands through mentorship, education, mental health counseling, on-the-job training, and job placement. Become a part of the change and learn more about our program.
And the basketball. Kevin Lehman, I'm Brad. As we bring you college basketball for 4 days this weekend, and then 3 days next weekend with the women's tournament.
A lot of hoops here in Paradise. Again, Bradley comes out of that timeout with that clear-out play on the left side. This time, Rink Mass, they send Kent on that backdoor baseline cut. Draws the contact. Now the sophomore at the free throw line.
Jason Kent, first free throw is off the mark. 5 Braves have scored, just 3 Rams so far here.
This is a Bradley team. We talked about their great balance. 6 players averaging double figures. Colorado State has to find a way to up-tempo this game. It's difficult to do, and neither team shooting it real well, which is common when you get in these early season island tournaments, strange surroundings. You're still trying to find your rhythm early in the season.
Thomas inside. Averaged 5 points season ago. Just under 9 here early on in this season.
Good look at Nico Medvin. Deshaun Thomas, so excellent touch. Outstanding free throw shooter. We saw him hit a 3 earlier in this game. Got some skills.
Roberts with a basketball. 7 minutes to play first half. Gets all the way to the rim, now dumps it off to Mast. Mast inside. Shot will not fall, and Thomas clears the rebound. 3 from the corner for Moore. It's rebounded by Kent.
It has been one and done for the Rams. They do not have an offensive rebound. They've been shooting that 3-ball quick in transition. Braves have been back, covering up.
This is Mass with a mismatch inside, shoots over Moore, and it will not fall. Bradley 6 for 24 shooting from the floor.
Well, Mass has some good look. He's really struggled to find the net.
Here's Thomas working against Mass. This is a fun matchup right here inside. Mass grabbed him, no call, and we're going the other way. Kent to the rim. Foul called. And Kent will go back to the free throw line. And that foul goes on. Kent out of Oak Forest, Illinois, 6'7", sophomore guard. And now 0 for 3 at the free throw line here for Kent.
He's been double figures in every game that they've had. South Dakota State, Howard, and Missouri S&T. Remember Kent as a freshman, skinny, wiry guy. He's really done a lot of work on his body.
Kent comes out of a basketball family. His mom, Ann, played at West Virginia. Dad, Jason, played ball at Ohio and University of Charlotte. His sister, one of the top ball players in the state of Illinois.
Now here she's pretty good.
You'll be hearing Janae Kent as Roddy gets blocked. A foul is called on Bradley, and Roddy up to the free throw line. The foul goes on Kent.
I like to see that on Colorado State. Get the ball into the big man inside. Going to draw some contact.
Here we see it again.
There's a really good pump fake, and Kent stays on the ground. The foul comes from behind.
Ari Boya came over with that help defense. 7-1.
And Boya's on a minute restriction because
he's
had
battled
so
some
many
injuries.
Yeah, had some ankle injuries, foot injuries. So they're going to play him about 3-minute spurts. Got a 7-4.
And Boya will get a breather. Darius on the floor.
Stevens guarding the ball. He's been quiet so far in this game.
Averages 17 a game. Second team All Mountain West performer a year ago. Inside, Jashawn Henry.
Jashawn Henry is the Braves' answer for David Roddy. Both these guys could play tight end in the NFL. Roddy and Jashawn Henry, extremely strong individuals.
There's a foul on Bradley's Mikey Howell. And 7. Shooting 2 here for Bradley, 7th team foul. 6 on Colorado State, so we'll have free throws here, the final 5.5 minutes. Substitutions, Tavanainen back in for Bradley. Roberts is out. And Thistlewood gets a breather as Jacobs re-enters for the Rams. Okay, Colorado State, top 7 scorers.
Picked ahead of San Diego State to win the Mountain West and made that great run to the NIT. 2 teams made it from the Mountain West into the NCAA tournament. Colorado State goes to NIT and gets to the Final Four of the NIT, then returns all these players.
Jashawn Henry backing down Jacobs. Gets close to the rim again.
You got to send a second defender at Henry. He is too strong. He will overpower you inside.
Puts Bradley in front by 2 with 4:50 to play. Tanjay, he's had the hot hand for Colorado State. He's got 7 points, leads all scorers, and a foul away from the ball on Hannah. And so 1-and-1 opportunity for Roddy.
And Roddy back at the free throw line for his.
They're giving him a 2-shot foul here.
Yeah, that'll be his 4th and 5th trip. We'll see if Colorado State sets up the pressure if Roddy can convert this free throw. And if I'm Nico Medved, I just cannot be comfortable with the pace that they're playing right now. This is just what Bradley wants, a physical half-court game. We're going to bang you inside and attack the glass.
So Roddy gets the 2nd. It was the 10th team foul on the Braves. Here's Hannah, nifty move, but cannot finish. Ahead to Stevens. Stevens gets by Tavanainen and lays it in. Offensive foul, wave it off. Taking the charge inside, Mikey Howell for Bradley.
Well, Stevens thought he had the mismatch when he had Tavanainen on him. The crossover move broke the ankles. Whew. But waiting inside was Mikey Howell. He's a grad transfer out of San Diego. They really like Howell as their backup point guard, a great distributor, the leading assistman in the nation last year.
Tavanainen for 3, lands on the out-of-bounds line. And we are at 4 minutes, timeout on the floor. It's Bradley by 1, 4 minutes to go in the first half here in Paradise.
At Progressive, we love your pets as much as you do, like this guy in a hat. That's why Progressive Car Insurance covers your pets for up to $1,000 if they're ever in a car accident with you. This mini majorette's gonna march her way right
I'm sorry,
into your
can we
heart.
stop? I know that we're selling car insurance here, but, you know, all the cute little animals, it's too much.
Define too much.
What's wrong with cute animals?
So we doing this or what?
Nah, it's over.
Well, someone's got to break the news to Mittens. She's a diva.
While his neighbors were asleep, our man Scrooge was digging deep. The Peloton bike brought motivation galore.
Work, Peloton!
His workouts were lit, and he kept finding more. As the seasons changed, Scrooge got fit until he called out,
Child! What day is it?
It's August 19th.
The kid returned with a shout. When your workout's a joy, it's a joy to work out.
The Bradley Braves with a lead here in the first half. Kevin talking to Coach Wardle. He says we're healthy for really the first time all season. Feeling like he's got all his pieces in place. Couple guys maybe on a limit of minutes, but as healthy as they've been.
Monday was the first day in his entire team practicing for the Bradley Braves. So they've been putting the pieces together. Didn't have against Howard in that loss at home. They didn't have the full complement of players. Henry was out, which is a big factor for them. So he feels pretty good about this team, and he really was, if they can start making some threes, he'll feel much better about this team because he thinks they're a good three-point shooting team. Just haven't done it yet early in the season.
Jashawn Henry, 6 points early on for Bradley. He started to heat up as he's leading the Braves in scoring. Colorado State, meanwhile, Roddy, Tanjay, each with 7.
Well, they started sending Henry in the post, get those post isolations for John Henry, where he is a terrific scorer in there. And for Colorado State, Isaiah Stevens has been very quiet. Just 1 point in this game. Bradley, they pride themselves in.
This is Hickman with a basketball. Now inside to Henry. He got a couple from the right side. Now he gets one from the left side.
Bradley has found the kink in the armor of Colorado State, and there is a warning for a flop.
Flop warning on Roddy.
Now there's only one warning for the entire
team. Yep.
And it's one of the points of emphasis, as Tim Comer talked to us before the game, that they're telling us to call that flop early and often.
Tim Comer, Scott Arbogast, Louis Anderkakis, our officials here today. Rivera will not get the shot to fall. And now
Rivera thought he was going to sneak one through there.
Bradley's defense has been pretty stout.
It's been very good. Their transition defense has been outstanding. They've been able to control the pace of the play. Now, they've kicked it around a little bit offensively with some turnovers. 7 for Colorado State. The Braves now with 5. But you just feel a little frustration with Colorado State because they can't get the tempo they're used to. Because you look at Oral Roberts, 109 points. The Rams score. Arkansas Pine Bluff, they rack up 91. Peru State, 88 points. Little zone defense by the Rams. They've seen too much on the post by Henry.
Here's Henry, puts it up with 2 on the shot clock, missed iron, and the putback is waved off.
And what Nico Medved tell us right before tip about, we had a nice visit with Nico about an hour before tip. He said, I said, Coach, am I seeing zone? He goes, no, I'm a horrible zone coach. He just pulled that one out. Got to stop. Come on, Coach Medved. Sandbagging us.
He says I should never say never.
Sandbagging us,
but
on
I never
zone
play
defense. Man. Let's see if he comes back with it again.
Stevens fadeaway. That's a tough 2. Offensive rebound by Roddy. There's your first board for the Rams, but can't capitalize.
Good block by the long arm there.
Roberts
Leons
gets into the lane. Leon's bucket and a foul.
Leon's with a little bit of flex look. The guy weighs about $190. They really like this young man, Leons. You mentioned Junior College Player of the Year out of Mineral area. Originally from the Netherlands. Great pass. Strong finish. Flex it now, buddy. Show us those pipes.
Couple of really nice. Roberts seems like he's able to get into the lane anytime he wants. Here's Stevens on the drive. Puts a shot up, hits the shot clock. And that is out of bounds. It'll be Bradley basketball.
Like you said, an entire Bradley bench up cheering on that defense. They are building a wall around the basket. Colorado State going to stay in that zone.
Got a shot clock violation out of it last time. Tavanainen almost fired that three. Here's Roberts into the lane. Kick. Leons fires the three. Rebound pulled down by Rivera.
Coach Medved 2 for 2, the zone defense.
Stevens gets in. Bradley's length just seems to be affecting the guards as they penetrate.
Well, that's one thing Coach Medved said. I'm really concerned about Bradley's size. And, you mentioned he coached in the Valley at Drake. He knows what Bradley is about. He said, we have not seen this type of length before in early three matchups. And Nico Medved's seen enough. He needs timeout.
Roberts' third bucket of the game. He's got 6 points, and the Bradley Braves lead it by. Roberts right at you. Good recovery here.
Great hands. Really liked Roberts' game. I stopped in and watched the Braves practice a couple weeks ago. He's got long arms, great hands. We mentioned 122 steals in junior college in just 2 years. That's the point guard that Brian Wardle has been looking for this team.
Coming up at the half, we'll hear from Chris Reynolds, Bradley Director of Athletics, and enjoying some time here in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. Kevin, you've been down here a number of times. Can you pick a favorite beach? Is that like picking a favorite kid?
I just found a new beach.
You found a whole new island.
Yeah. Water Island.
Water Island.
I shouldn't even say it on air because it is the best kept secret here. Take a little ferry across. You get on a golf cart. You can go through the whole island on a golf cart. Get some fish tacos. Honeymoon Beach. Yeah, this is paradise.
Here's Tanjay in. Tanjay gambled now. Shot clock down to 3. Howell has to get it off. And it's going to be a shot clock violation. Leon's tried to tip it up.
Now, Powell not known as a scorer. He is a distributor. And he ended up with the ball in his hands. That clock goes down. Now a chance for Colorado State. Get a little momentum going into halftime.
So Stevens with the basketball. Final 5 seconds. Stevens at the horn. The three-point shot does not fall. As Colorado State 3 for 11 from outside in the first half. Bradley just 1 of 8, but a 6-point lead here at the half.
Well, they've done it on the glass. They've got offensive putbacks. There's a good look at Brian Ward. We'll get a chance to visit with him a little bit.
So for the Bradley Braves, Henry leading the way with 8 points. Roberts with 6.
Colorado State's got to find some answers to that defense. And, Roddy with 2 fouls was a bit of a problem for the Rams. Their zone worked for them a couple times. They went away from it, but they've got to keep Bradley off the offensive glass.
11 of 34 from the floor as Bradley shot 32%. And we're joined now with head coach Brian Wardle. Coach, what did you see from your team there, especially on that defensive end that has given you this 6-point lead? All right, thank you very much, Coach. Appreciate it. And we'll be back with more basketball here from the U.S. Virgin Islands. Paradise Jam. We're 20 minutes in. We'll have more coming up here on ESPN3.
Welcome to the Virgin Islands. Oh, na, na. Oh, na, na. And your cell phone works even at the easternmost point of the...
There's no roaming here. And your favorite team, watch every game live. So why is it so much better here? Because this, my friend, is the American Caribbean.
Your idyllic tropical getaway begins at Belongo Bay Beach Resort on St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. We're family owned and famous for an all-inclusive package, friendly hospitality, one-of-a-kind amenities and experiences. Explore St. Thomas or sail to nearby islands and swim with sea turtles aboard our custom-built catamaran, Heavenly Days. Relax on the beach or take advantage of complimentary water sports and windsurf lessons. Come discover the Caribbean as it should be at Belongo Bay Beach Resort, St. Thomas.
There's a special slice of paradise that lies in the Caribbean, where the warmth of the people greets you at every turn. Through their passion, you're going to live moments you will always remember. Savor our traditional flavors and explore the depths of the bluest ocean. Here, it's all about culture, history, and heart. If you want to feel the soul of the Caribbean, come to St. Croix and experience a vibe like no other.
A 6-point game at the half as the Bradley Braves lead the Colorado State Rams. As we take a look at some highlights from the first half, as both teams struggled shooting early on, but started to connect. Thomas with an early.
Really quick hands, able to penetrate and distort the defense. There's the kickoff for Tavanina, who knows is a great three-point shooter. Roddy, big story early for Colorado State. They got to get Stevens going, though. He has not got, I think he's got 1 point in this game. That's big offense for them.
Tanjay was a big spark, 9 points. He hit both of his three-point attempts.
And there's one of those loose ball turnovers. How about the big man, Boya, leading on the assist, and then we saw Henry really get going in the paint. Here's the big stat that jumps out at me. Paint points, 18 for Bradley Braves, just a few for Colorado State.
You saw Jashawn Henry get it going there late in that second half. Turnovers, 8 for Colorado State, 7 for Bradley, as both teams kind of getting their sea legs, their island legs yet here.
Well, neither team has shot it well. We've seen that early in these tournaments. But again, you just see Bradley pounding that ball inside and having great success. And that's what the difference in this game right now, their ability to get inside, get in tight, and get some buckets inside. So Nico Medved has to find something defensively to keep the Braves out of the paint.
They switched to zone 2. Continue to mix things up till he can get his guys going at a pace that they want to.
Yeah, he's trying to do some different things. And, of course, if you look up at the scoreboard and say, I got 21 points, we're averaging 97 a game. They got to somehow speed the tempo up and get it to their liking.
All right, they'll make some adjustments. They'll come back, and they'll try and get it going in that second half. Meanwhile, for Bradley, try and continue to do the same thing. Slow it down, work it inside.
I think Brian Worrell's got to really be happy with his defense. Their transition has been very good. We know they like to play a team. They like to be very physical inside, and they've been able to do that both on the offensive glass and the defensive glass.
All right, we are here in Paradise. We will come back with more here at halftime as Bradley has a 6-point lead over Colorado State at 27-21.
Okay, we're not going to ask for discounts on floor models, demos, or displays. Shopping malls can be a big trigger for young homeowners turning into their parents.
You ever think about the storage operation a place like this must rely on?
No.
They just sell candles and they're making overhead? You know what kind of fish those are?
No.
Don't be coy. Koi fish.
It can be overwhelming. Think a second. Have we seen this shirt before?
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
But you know what? I'm still going to get it.
While his neighbors were asleep, our man Scrooge was digging deep. The Peloton bike brought motivation galore.
Work Peloton!
His workouts were lit, and he kept finding more. As the seasons changed, Scrooge got fit until he called out,
Child! What day is it?
It's August 19th.
The kid returned with a shout. When your workout's a joy, it's a joy to work out.
Terry Roberts on 3 of 5 shooting. Ville Tavanainen with 5 points. A couple at the free throw line and 1 for 4 from three-point range. Jason Kent with 3 points, Hickman with 2, and Leons with 2. For Colorado State, 9 points for John Tange. He's 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. He hit both of his three-point attempts in that first half. David Roddy with 7 is 2 of 4. And 4 points for Deshaun Thomas and 1 point for Isaiah Stevens. Just 4 Rams have scored in this first half. Bradley winning that rebounding battle 26-18. And mention the turnovers, 8 for Colorado State, 7 for Bradley. And both teams with just 3 assists. Colorado State on 6 field goals made, Bradley on 11 field goals made. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More from St. Thomas and the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's Bradley by 6 over Colorado State.
The hidden gem of the Caribbean is closer than you imagine. A unique place where passion and heart live inside the people. St. Croix's culture and heritage will make your vacation one to remember. Let the island's signature jewelry inspire your gift giving. Explore the traditional architecture of our twin cities. Come feel the soul of the Caribbean. Visit St. Croix and experience a vibe like no other.
The Emerald Beach Resort in St. Thomas is the ideal island getaway, boasting beach access with a view of the stunning Lindbergh Bay from every room. Emerald Beach Resort gives first-time and regular tourists everything they need to enjoy paradise at an incredibly affordable rate. Plus, it's the only 100% beachfront resort on the entire island and minutes from the airport. Discover affordable, accessible paradise at Emerald Beach Resort.
Welcome to your U.S. Virgin Islands.
This is where I'm earning my degree in education. I'll use what I learned at UVI to serve my community.
This is where our students learn to provide the best high-quality care to their patients. Our students complete a rigorous accredited 4-year program. They work hard and pass the licensing exam. So far, the pass rate for the class of 2019 is 100%. Our graduates can serve anywhere in the world. I am Dr. Beverly Lancico, and this is UVI Achievement.
Welcome to the Virgin Islands. Oh na na, oh na na na. Reconnect with paradise. The VI smiles with me, with the embers of the seas. The Virgin Islands, they are calling out to me. The VI smiles with me, with the embers of the seas. The Virgin Islands, they are calling out to me.
27-21, our halftime score. Bradley, a 6-point lead over Colorado State. And Kevin, you touched on adjustments just a little bit for Bradley. Try and keep the pace the same. Colorado State wants to speed things up.
Well, Bradley said it with their defense. They've been very good in transition. They've given up hardly anything easy to Colorado State, even with some turnovers. Colorado State has to get on the glass, get some bodies on those red jerseys. Don't allow those second chance opportunities. And we saw what Deshaun Henry did early. Got him some isolations on the block. Got some big points for Bradley. Can Nico Medved come back with some answers here to get his point guard, who's averaging 17 a game, Isaiah Stevens, involved in this offense and maybe get Roddy some isolation moves?
We talked about Bradley's 6 early offensive rebounds.
Stevens and Roddy, a side ball screen and roll, clear out the side, and Roddy gets an easy 2 to start the half for the Rams.
Tavanainen gets in the lane. The leader will not fall. Tried to tip it out, but Stevens able to secure it. Thistlewood to Roddy. Roddy right to the rack. The lay-in is good. 4 quick ones to start the second for David Roddy.
We talked about the leadership qualities of David Roddy, the former quarterback. We can see that right now. He's going to put this team on his back to start the second half.
Coaches for Colorado State as Roberts gets a bucket for Bradley. Colorado State's coaches, Kevin, said our 2 best players are probably our 2 best passers. Think of Roddy, Stevens. There's Thomas, fires a 3. Colorado State now rolling here in the second half.
Good talk at halftime by Nico Medved to get his team fired up. Their offense was running on a flat tire in the second half. He's got those tires pumped up here in the second half.
There's Rink Mast inside working against Thomas. Rink Mast for 2.
Big Dutchman with the soft left hand.
He was 0 for 5 in the first half. Gets a bucket to fall here.
Came in averaging a double-double, Rink Mast.
And here's a foul inside on Malavai Leons of Bradley, trying to slow down Roddy.
The airport can be a real challenge for new homeowners who have become their parents. Okay, everybody, let's do a ticket check. Paper tickets. We're off to a horrible start, but we can overcome it. We're not going to point out our houses, landmarks, or major highways during takeoff.
Don't buy anything. I packed so many delicious snacks. They're...
Nope.
Did you say ballpark when Group 2 is going to get boarded?
2 hours and 58 minutes.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Someone should have left home earlier.
While his neighbors were asleep, our man Scrooge was digging deep. The Peloton bike brought motivation galore.
Work Peloton!
His workouts were lit, and he kept finding more. As the seasons changed, Scrooge got fit until he called out,
Child! What day is it?
It's August 19th.
The kid returned with a shout. When your workout's a joy, it's a joy to work out.
Colorado State looking to make some adjustments here.
I've seen a number of the assistants of Colorado State go talk to the officials during timeouts, and you see they're complaining about hands-on, the physicality of this Bradley team. And there's that side pick and roll. They started the second half with Roddy with an easy basket. Good transition, and there's Roddy going to work. Some points for the Rams.
It's a guy that
powered Colorado State offense.
Kent gets the bucket coming right out of the timeout. Bradley back up by 5.
Just like Brian Wardle drew it up on the grease board. Perfect execution on that play after timeout.
There's Roddy inside. Started the second half with back-to-back buckets. Gets Hannah up in the air and another 2.
Roddy's too strong for Hannah. Got to send a second defender.
Hickman top of the key. As you see Hannah trying to get it inside, and Henry.
Oh, what effort. Great effort by Henry.
Keeps the play alive. 10 on the shot clock. Roberts fires a quick 3. Get Kent up for the offensive rebound and the putback for Bradley.
That was a relentless rebound by Kent. He came from where the ball was shot and went to the weak side, snared it, and scored it.
Colorado State's only lead early on in the game after their first 3-pointer as Hannah swatted the ball away, but a foul as Roddy finishing the shot up through contact.
Well, Roddy knows that Hannah cannot handle him, that he's not strong enough. Roddy's trying to go to work. He wants some touches.
And a timeout on the court. We'll be back. A 5-point lead for Bradley. 13:51 to play. Second half action from St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
The Snapshot app from Progressive rewards you for driving safe and driving less.
Okay, what message did you hear this time? Safe drivers can save using Snapshot.
What's Snapshot?
what the commercial was about.
I tune commercials out.
Yeah, me too. They're always like, blah, blah, blah.
Tell me about it. I'm going to a silent retreat next weekend.
My niece got kicked out of one of those.
For talking?
Grand larceny.
How about we get back to the savings?
Yes, I would like to talk about that.
Okay.
Did you see the one with Mystery Apartment Girls?
She feels a breeze.
Coming from behind the medicine cabinet, so she looks behind it, and guess what she found? A hole.
How big was the hole?
Did she go in?
She squeezed her way through.
What does she find on the other side?
A totally
Abandoned.
Apartment, which is bigger than our apartment. This is freaking me out, Tony!
No hidden apartment. Let's try the next room. Hey, you know what? I'll stop talking now, but you just have to see it.
Welcome back to the University of the Virgin Islands, as we have Game 1 of the Paradise Jam from St. Thomas Island. As the Colorado State Rams in a battle with the Bradley Braves here in the opening game of the tournament. And David Roddy at the free throw line, 6'6" junior, preseason All-Mountain West performer, trying to pull the Rams back in this one. A big second half so far after 7 points in the first half.
Big second half. Roddy's put this team on his shoulders. They have scored 13 in the second half. Roddy has 8 of those 13.
As
the big man, he wants the pill, baby.
As the Rams within 3, Bradley just continues to come up with an answer, though. Every time Colorado State gets close, Bradley finds a way. Kent's 3 is off the mark, but another offensive rebound for the Braves.
Well, that's what's done it for Bradley. They keep getting second chance opportunities. Did not capitalize on that one.
Kent 0 for 2 that trip from outside. Colorado State, backdoor cut by Roddy. Gets the 2 on the backside.
Now that's 10 second half points. Hannah cannot handle Roddy. Roddy's too strong.
17 points for Roddy in the game. Turnover number 8 for Bradley.
Yeah, Brian Worrell has to make a matchup change. Rink Mast, the big Dutchman, in to try to see if he can slow down David Roddy.
6'9" sophomore out of the Netherlands. Preseason 3rd team in the Missouri Valley Conference for Bradley.
And Rink Mast has really reworked his body. We've been waiting for that one.
Stevens with his first field goal of the game. Started 0 for 8. Now gets one to go.
A little shake and bake. He's got the crowd involved. Isaiah Stevens.
Rams first lead since early in the first half. And here comes Stevens on the dribble. Feeds it to Roddy. Roddy spin move. Gets the roll. That shot was on island time. Just taking its time, man.
Sat on the 10. Dropped through. Brian Wardle's seen enough. Done a great second half for Colorado State.
So 40-37 is our shooting from the floor.
Keep going to the big man. Give him some touches. He got his confidence going with Hannah on him because Hannah was not strong enough to handle him. Rink Mast comes in to try to give him some help. Brian Worrell's got to find a matchup for David Roddy. He's too strong for some of those wings.
Yeah, how do you slow down Roddy? Because he's getting the ball. If he gets it in a one-on-one, you got to start sending help.
No question. They got to send a second defender. And at this point, Colorado State is not, they're struggling from distance. 4 of 14 from long range. But if you look at the scouting report, you know Colorado State has a number of guys that can knock in the 3-ball. Stevens able to get the lid off. There's a dangerous person right there.
For the Bradley Braves, meanwhile, down just 3 while shooting 1 for 15 from three-point land.
Well, it kind of felt a little fool's gold to be up at halftime for your Bradley because they'd done it with just that second effort on the glass. Carroll State, you knew would shoot the ball better at some time.
Roberts goes all the way to the rim.
You cannot press Terry Roberts. He is like a man on skates on ice. Half.
So if 21 on the clock here, the officials talking about the out of bounds play. Are they talking maybe the shot clock? If it hit a kick ball would put 20 on the shot clock, right? But hit the back of the heel, so leave it at 27 maybe?
Well, and that timeout, I believe, erased that under 12-minute timeout. That Brian Wardle was looking for a timeout.
Tonje from the corner will not fall. He was the spark in the first half, and now Roberts providing the spark for Bradley here in the second. Foul goes on late.
If you're in the Valley, you got to keep an eye on Roberts. This guy has speed with the ball in his hands. The ball's on a string.
2 years at Florida Southwestern State out of North Amityville, New York. Sean Henry, the 4-footer will not fall. Here comes Colorado State working with a 4-point lead.
Good job defensively by Jacobs on Henry.
Tonje gets it to Moores inside. 6'10 sophomore from New Zealand. Working against Mast from Netherlands, and Mast wins the battle.
I thought there could be an offensive foul there on Moores as he stuck his right arm out.
Now Roberts gets Bradley's second triple of the game. It's a 1-point ball game, 10:20 to play.
Well, we knew this team could score. Very sluggish first half by the Rams. But they like the pace here in the second half.
Stevens wants a screen. Now lobs it up inside for Moores. Gets to close range two.
What a great pass by Stevens. I didn't think that had any chance of completion.
Mass the handoff to Tavanainen, guarded tightly by Stevens. Going to try and back him down. Gets around him. Shot does not fall. And it's a scrum for the rebound. We'll have a jump ball.
Henry with a great effort on the baseline for Bradley to come in and keep that missed shot alive, and now a chance for Bradley to retain possession.
Possession arrow in favor of Bradley. Substitutions.
You got to like what Colorado State got from their bench. A good spurt. Nico Medved brings in some fresh bodies, brings his starters back in, got some excellent production. That's great depth on this team, Brad.
Howell and Leons enter for Bradley for Colorado State. Rivera, Roddy, and Thomas return to the floor.
The pace has certainly picked up here in the first 10 minutes of the second half.
Mast wants a three.
Well, he has had some great looks.
0 for 4, though, today from outside. Roddy drives, finishes through contact.
We heard about this young man, David Roddy. First team preseason Mount West player. Anxious to see him play, and he has delivered time and time again. The crossover, the hoop, and the harm.
Went right at the 6'9" rink Mast.
David Roddy can score on any size. Does not bother him. He has that upper body strength.
And that old-fashioned three-point play, that gives him 20 points.
David Roddy knows where they hung the hoop.
Here's Henry. Offensive foul called on Henry. Taking the charge is Isaiah Rivera.
Big lift, Rivera.
Sophomore from Geneseo, Illinois.
Sliding his feet.
And
You gotta
Boya was late.
You got to send a dude. Once he turns the corner, David Roddy, it's too late.
Kent with a basketball over to Roberts. He's been the spark for Bradley this second half.
Oh, big play, putting up a ton of points here in 11 minutes.
Roberts, much needed two.
Oh, he's good. Roberts, great game.
13 points now to lead the Braves. Had 15 in the Braves game against South Dakota State, as well as their last game against Missouri S&T, and Roddy just keeps on rolling.
Well, Bradley put a zone on. Colorado State and Roddy just carved it up.
Roberts kicks over to Leons, and a foul on Roddy, and that is his third. And we'll take a break. We'll be back. More second half action as Colorado State taking control here. Less than 8 to play.
Reconnect with paradise. The VI smiles with me, with the embers of the seas. The Virgin Islands, they are calling out to me. I smile of the
This is UVI, where research meets discovery. Groundbreaking research, impactful studies. This is our mission.
With an eye towards minimizing the negative impacts of coral disease, our research aims to both protect the natural environment and have a global impact. I am Dr. Marilyn Brandt, and this is UVI Research.
Welcome to the Virgin Islands. Oh na na, oh na na na. Reconnect with paradise. Oh na na. To me.
There's a special slice of paradise that lies in the Caribbean, where the warmth of the people greets you at every turn. Through their passion, you're going to live moments you will always remember. Savor our traditional flavors and explore the depths of the bluest ocean. Here, it's all about culture, history, and heart. If you want to feel the soul of the Caribbean, come to St. Croix and experience a vibe like no other.
An excellent vibe from St. Thomas Island on the U.S. Virgin Islands. Alongside Kevin Lehman, I am Brad Wells, and we are at the University of the Virgin Islands. First game of the 2021 Paradise Jam, and Bradley's getting a lot of production out of Terry Roberts here in this second half. Roberts now with 19 points. He had just 6 at halftime.
Yeah, Roberts has led the offensive charge for Bradley in the second half, and it's been all David Roddy. He's got 19 in the second half for Colorado State. Those two have carried the load for their respective teams.
Jashawn Henry, a big first half, has been held in check in this second half. Just 2 second half points for Jashawn Henry. He's 5 of 9 on the floor.
They've sent a double after Henry when he catches down low. Good adjustment by Colorado State. That's a big possession here for Bradley.
Down 5 after leading nearly the entire first half. Here's Roberts for 3. How about that back-to-back threes coming out of the timeout for Terry Roberts.
Well, this game was getting away from Bradley. Roberts has stepped up huge for the Braves. And he's been the defender on Isaiah Stevens, the leading scorer for the Rams.
And he has 22 now, chasing down David Roddy's 26 points for game-high honors. Excuse me, second personal foul. Thomas gets the free throw to fall.
Thomas can make free throws, so you don't have any issues using him in that pick and roll where he's going to draw contact at the rim, because you know he can get to the line and convert for you.
Had 16 points, a career best 10 rebounds, and 5 assists in the win over Oral Roberts earlier this year. 5-point per game man a season ago, 4 points per game as a freshman. And a much bigger role this year for head coach Nico Medved and the Rams.
And Thomas able to switch on to the point guard, Roberts.
Roberts now guarded by Thomas. Step back three. Not this time. Roddy with the rebound. How high did he jump?
Boy, that is a man's board. Roddy in traffic snares the ball. Side pick and roll again.
And it's going to be a foul on Howell. As Stevens starting to get into a rhythm offensively, and that's helped Colorado State.
Well, Brad, that was a great read because they've been using that side pick and roll, and with Roddy, both defenders went with Stevens made that penetration to the rim.
Approaching the 5:30 mark here in the second half. It's Colorado State by 4. Bradley led by as many as 8 right before halftime. Roddy from outside. So rebound inside by Thomas, though, and Colorado State another opportunity.
They've had few second chance opportunities. Here's a big one in the second half.
Shot 24% as a team in the second half, 58% from the floor. They were 15 of 26. Roddy with the free throws. And the block. The cherry on top for David Roddy, and Colorado State gets the win 66-60 over Bradley. They'll slide into that championship bracket here at the Paradise Jam.
Now, Roddy just missing a double-double, 30 points, 9 rebounds. Exceptional performance by the man you're seeing your screen right there, number 21, David Roddy. And you've got a chance here now for Colorado State to get to advance, survive and advance. They're going to wait for the winner of the next game, which is going to be Brown from the Ivy League against the Creighton Blue Jays from the Big East.
Well, it was a fantastic start for Bradley, Kevin, in that first half, but Colorado State came out and just set the tone in that second half early with David Roddy.
Well, they did some side pick and roll with Stevens and Roddy. It was very good for them, and I thought they got some really good play off the bench, especially from Tanjay. And then their big man in the middle, Thomas, got to the free throw line, got him some offensive rebounds, extra possessions in the second half. So really impressed by this Colorado State team, the way that they answered the bell in the second half.
All right, we're joined with Nico Medved, and